The town of Winter Shade lay nestled in a valley, surrounded by towering mountains that shielded it from the rest of the world. Every winter, a thick blanket of snow would descend upon the town, transforming it into a serene landscape of white. However, this particular winter carried with it a darkness that lurked within the storm, a malevolent force that would leave an indelible mark on the townspeople. One frigid evening, a group of friends, Sarah, John, and Emily, gathered at Sarah's cabin on the outskirts of Winter Shade. The snowstorm outside had intensified, the wind howling like a chorus of lost souls. Inside the cabin, the warmth of the fireplace provided a false sense of security as the friends laughed and exchanged stories, unaware of the ominous presence that loomed beyond the frosted windows. As the night wore on, the wind intensified, rattling the cabin's shutters and creating an eerie symphony that echoed through the valley. Sarah, the more adventurous of the group, proposed a midnight trek through the snow-covered woods. Despite the protest of John and Emily, the allure of a wintry adventure proved irresistible. Bundled in layers, they ventured into the biting cold, the snow crunching beneath their boots. The moon, obscured by thick clouds, cast an otherworldly glow over the landscape. The friends trudged through the silent woods, the only sound their muffled footsteps and the distant howling of the wind. As they delved deeper into the wilderness, an unnatural hush fell over the forest. The snow-laden branches seemed to bow in reverence to an unseen force, and the air thickened with an unsettling stillness. Emily, the most sensitive of the trio, felt a chill crawl up her spine, an instinctive warning that went unnoticed by her companions. The friends stumbled upon an old, dilapidated church, its steeple piercing the wintry sky. Its weathered facade hinted at a forgotten history, and an iron gate creaked open as if inviting them inside. Sarah, undeterred by the ominous aura, pushed the gate open, and the friends entered the desolate churchyard. The wind whispered through the skeletal branches of ancient trees, and the snow crunched beneath their boots as they approached the church's weather-beaten door. With an eerie creak, the doors swung open, revealing an interior bathed in an ethereal glow. Candlelight flickered, casting long shadows that danced on the walls. In the center of the church, an old piano sat untouched by time. The keys seemed to beckon to them, and Sarah, captivated by an unseen force, approached the instrument. As her fingers hovered over the keys, a haunting melody filled the air. The piano played of its own accord, the music echoing through the empty pews. The friends, caught in a spectral trance, felt the temperature in the church drop. Frost formed on the stained glass windows, casting eerie patterns of light on the cold floor. The haunting melody intensified, its mournful notes weaving a tale of tragedy that reverberated through the sacred space. Unbeknownst to the friends, the church held a dark secret. Decades ago, during a snowstorm much like the one that gripped Winter Shade, a congregation seeking refuge had perished within the church's walls. Trapped by the storm's fury, their collective anguish lingered, an imprint on the fabric of the supernatural. As the melody reached its crescendo, the friends witnessed ghostly apparitions materializing in the pews. Transparent figures, frozen in eternal despair, stared with hollow eyes. Emily, overcome with empathy, felt their collective sorrow seeping into her very soul. In a sudden, chilling twist, the church doors slammed shut, sealing the friends within the haunted sanctuary. The haunting melody shifted, becoming an otherworldly chant that echoed the anguished pleas of the trapped spirits. The temperature plummeted, and the friends, now ensnared in a spectral ritual, watched in horror as the ghostly congregation rose from the pews. The apparitions circled the friends, their transparent forms reaching out with spectral hands. The air crackled with energy as the trapped souls sought a conduit to the living world. Emily, the unwitting medium, became the vessel for their unearthly presence. As the friends huddled together, a ghastly wind swept through the church, extinguishing the candles and plunging them into darkness. Emily's eyes glowed with an otherworldly light as the spirits channeled their despair through her. The haunting chant grew louder, a symphony of sorrow that resonated through the very foundation of the church. Sarah and John, paralyzed by fear, could only watch as the spectral congregation wove an intricate dance around Emily. The temperature dropped to an unbearable low, and frost covered the church's interior. The friends' breaths materialized in the frigid air, forming ethereal clouds that mingled with the spirits' mournful wails. The storm outside, now a tempest of supernatural fury, howled in unison with the spectral ritual. The church seemed to exist in a space between the living and the dead, a realm where the boundaries blurred and the supernatural held sway. In the midst of the spectral maelstrom, Emily's body convulsed with the weight of the spirit's anguish. The friends, now desperate for escape, sought refuge in the choir loft. As they ascended the narrow staircase, the ghostly congregation followed, their mournful chants echoing through the hollow space. At the loft, Sarah noticed an old, dusty book, a tome of forbidden knowledge that revealed the church's haunted past. In a desperate bid to break the spectral ritual, she began reading an incantation meant to banish the trapped spirits back to the ethereal realm. As the incantation filled the air, the temperature inside the church spiked. The spectral congregation, caught between the realms, wailed in agony. The haunting melody, now discordant and fragmented, dissolved into the echoes of their tortured cries. A blinding light enveloped the church as the incantation reached its climax. Sarah, John, and Emily shielded their eyes as the supernatural storm outside raged in protest. When the light subsided, the friends found themselves standing in a silent, empty church, the spectral congregation vanished, and the haunting melody replaced by an eerie stillness. The church doors creaked open, revealing a serene snow-covered landscape outside. The storm had abated, and the moon shone through a break in the clouds. The friends, exhausted and shaken by the ordeal, stumbled out into the quiet night. Wintershade, unaware of the supernatural tempest that had unfolded within the church, lay under the peaceful veil of freshly fallen snow. The friends, forever changed by the haunting white veil that draped the town, left the ominous sanctuary behind, carrying with them the echoes of a spectral chorus that would linger in their memories for winters to come.